Hey everyone, welcome to week 4 of the college football season. Sorry for missing last week. I heard Jason filled in, so did a great job. Even brought up my dad, so I appreciate that. Let's get it going here. Some good games this week. I'm taking a couple of big spreads here just because the teams are playing are terrible. Let's start with Georgia at home, favored by 41.5 points versus Troy. It's a big line. I try and steer away from these most times, but I really like Georgia. I know I took South Carolina last week, but Georgia, I really like them at home here. I don't see them getting too many problems here against Troy, so I'm going to take Georgia minus 41.5. Next, we've got Texas A&M going on the road to play SMU. SMU is 0-2. They've lost 45-0 to Baylor. They lost 43-6 to North Texas. Their head coach, June Jones, resigned. Offense looks anemic. Don't see much from the defense. I like A&M. They're favored by 35 points. Give me Texas A&M. Next, we've got Mississippi State going on the road to LSU. Mississippi State is a 9.5-point dog in this game. Two real good teams. You know, I think there's been a lot of talk about Mississippi State. Maybe this is their year. Dak Prescott and quarterback. LSU, offensively, they're okay. Still young. You got Fournette. He's going to be a future star. But LSU, their big key is their defense. Defense, I think, has had 2 shutouts in a row. Maybe not the top opponents, but I like Mississippi State to cover plus 9.5 in this game. I think their offense is good enough to keep them in this game. I don't see it being an extremely high-scoring game, but I like Mississippi State to cover here. Next, we've got Clemson going on the road to Florida State. Current line is Florida State by 14. Winston is going to miss the first half. Clemson has had a week off. I think they had a week off. I don't even remember now. Anyways, with Winston being out, Florida State has not looked the same at the start of this year as they did last year. There's been a lot more competitive games. So I like Clemson to cover 14 here. Florida State will win this game, but I like Clemson to cover. Next, we've got my alma mater, Missouri, favored by 14 points at home versus Indiana. The line started at 14. It jumped real quick to 17. It went down to 13.5. It's a lot of movement for a line early on in the week. This year's reminding me a little bit of last year. I'm not saying the outcome's going to be the same as far as at the end of the season, but everyone's kind of slept on Missouri in the way they're playing right now. When we went to Indiana last year, I think we may have been only a 2 or 3 point favorite, and we won by 17. Indiana has a very good offense. They've got a young, explosive running back who leads the country. I think he's averaging like 216 yards a game. It is a weakness for Missouri on the run game, but I like Missouri to cover the 14 points at home here. And last but not least, and this may be a weekly pick, whoever's playing this team, you've got Central Michigan going on the road to play Kansas. Kansas is favored by 3.5 points. I like Central Michigan. I hate Kansas. Kansas got blown out at Duke. Central Michigan went on the road and beat a Purdue team, which isn't great, but they beat them pretty handily. So give me Central Michigan plus 3.5. That is all for this week, guys. Hope you do well. We'll talk to you later. Hey, Kitty.